Recently, I upgraded my iPhone. Now, you may be wondering why I'm telling you this. Well, simply put, that's because even a second-hand iPhone can fetch a decent amount of profit. And with that profit, I'm going to add some absolutely amazing bits into my collection.
Get pick us! Rush trips!
Not
get your head!
Oh yeah! Hello again folks, and welcome back to a very special video, and that's because recently I upgraded my phone, which meant I had a second-hand iPhone to sell. Now normally, of course, what you would do is take your phone into CEX and get that sweet CEX in-store credit, but I looked online and thought, you know what, I'll offer it out, and I actually sold my iPhone to one of my relatives for the exact same price I would have got for trade-in credit in CEX. But I have had my eyes on a certain something in CEX for a very long while, so hopefully, fingers crossed, it's still in store. Let's go and see if I can add it to the collection. Just before that, let me remind you, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and please subscribe, as I put new videos out every Saturday live at 5, as well as bonus content throughout the week, like this one, and really want you folks along for the ride. Now, let's see what I turned an iPhone into. You may be wondering then, Dan, how much did you sell your phone for? Well, I priced it the same as the in-store credit I would have got from CEX for a B grade. That's because pretty much every phone they ever seem to buy, they always class as B grade, which means we have £357 with which to add some amazing stuff to the collection. And like I said, there's one thing that's been in my local CX store for a little while, and I'm really hoping I can add this to my collection. Let's head there now. This is my local CEX store then in Norwich, and we are heading straight to the glass cabinet of dreams. That's because this is where the creme de la creme, the tip top, the very best in retro is going to be. And if we have over £350 to play with, I want to add something super cool to the collection. But I definitely have something in mind. There's been something in this store for a very long while, and I visited it a few times and stared longingly at this item, and I knew all along, it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. But let's have a really good look through the glass cabinet of dreams, because, you know, we're going to be investing in something big for the collection this time. It's not going to be the most yellow Dreamcast of all time. It's not even going to be a game. We are looking for a console, a very specific console, the Mega CD. I have wanted this console since the 90s, and now I have the cash to finally add this absolutely incredible console to my collection. But here we are back in the games room, and I see no Mega CD. So you may be wondering, Dan, why is there no Mega CD in your hands? That is because when I went to the counter, I inspected the console. It was in absolutely incredible condition, but there was something very important missing from the console. And it's only because I've done a lot of research into this console that I realised it was missing the metal plating. Now, sat on top of the Mega CD should be a metal plate, which has a very important use. That metal plate on top of the Mega CD prevents the Mega CD and the Mega Drive, which sits on top, from overheating. And because not having this meant the Mega CD was not safe, meant that CEX could not sell me said Mega CD. I cannot put into words the disappointment. I have been looking at this specific Mega CD for so long because it's in absolutely amazing condition, but it's missing a key component, which means that CEX cannot sell me said Mega CD. Now, I was fairly annoyed. You can tell in the tone of my voice this was fairly annoying, but it's fully understandable. CEX cannot obviously sell you something that is fundamentally unsafe. Now, this wasn't a totally failed trip to CEX, because this was also the time I went into CEX and found my copy of Mario Party 7. If you saw one of my recent GameCube videos, you'll know that somebody traded it into store and I saw them trade it in, and it was that specific visit to CEX. So unfortunately, even after trading my iPhone for cash, I still don't have my Mega CD, but I have managed to add one awesome thing to the collection. But don't worry, the Mega CD story does not end quite there, and you'll have to stick around to find out if it does have a happy ending. But one happy thing, I managed to recently score an absolutely huge item to add to the collection with an amazing flash deal. This right here is one of the biggest items, literally, I've ever added to my collection. Check out the absolute size of this box. And more than that, this is one of the best flash deals I've ever gotten off Amazon. This deal was up for mere moments and I managed to score an amazing item to add to the collection. And what is inside that box is another box. But what's inside this box is infinitely more interesting. Here it is then, folks. This is what I managed to score in a flash deal on Amazon.co.uk. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Arcade 1-Up Countercade. Now, I have never bought one of these because I think for the asking price it is expensive. This should, emphasis on should, have been £200. But on this flash deal, this was only £85, which I think for £85, this is a good deal. Yes, it is only a one-player arcade game, but if you cannot judge, this thing is super heavy and it feels like it's made so nicely. And just the art style and everything, and the fact it has two of my favourite Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles games of all time built in. The original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, as well as Turtles in Time. For £85, at a time when I had some money to spare per se, I just couldn't pass on adding this amazing item into my collection. Here it is then in all its beauty, and I have to admit, it is a good looking countercade just because of this absolutely iconic TMNT artwork. But, and it is quite a big but, whoever decided to put plastic around the screws on both the kind of control pad and the screen seriously deserves a very special place in hell. It has taken about 20 minutes to remove, not even all of it. You can see around the screws at the top of the screen. I still haven't managed to get some of that plastic off. I don't want to have to take this entire unit apart to get the plastic off. Other than that, very, very stupid design fault. This is a very, very, very good looking countercade, and I hope it plays as good as it looks. So I had added the frankly awesome countercade to my collection, but I'm still without a Mega CD. Now, of course, I could always go onto the CEX website and buy one through there, but I don't really want to play the CEX roulette with a console. The main reason I wanted to pick up that Mega CD from my local CEX store was the fact I knew it was in amazing condition, so I didn't want to go down that route. Going on eBay, the prices for Mega CD 1 consoles were much more expensive on average than the CEX price. That's because normally I will go to CEX to buy my consoles because essentially they outprice and have better prices than most other outlets. I say most other because along came Vinted to save the day. So I found this Mega CD 1 bundle boxed for a much more expensive price, £350. But this was an absolutely amazing bundle with games, and more importantly, the console was boxed. But now the negotiations began. So I did not have the original £350, which we pretty much had when I sold the phone after buying the countercade. But I'm always one to look for a deal. I reckon I could argue the price down. So I threw out a price of £250. Yes, some may say I'm taking a proverbial, but, you know, if you don't ask, you don't get. The seller came back with £280, so I'd already managed to knock £70 off the asking price, but of course this Mega CD bundle did come with a couple of games. Now, some of these games I did already have in my collection, so I said, leave a couple of these games out, then can we do the £250? And we got it. I managed to secure the deal for £250. I was adding not just a Mega CD to my collection, but a boxed, complete Mega CD1 with bonus games. This was an absolutely amazing deal. Check out this bundle. And here it is, folks, in all its amazing 90s retro glory. The Sega Mega CD for use with the Sega Mega Drive, with the original price tag of £269 from Woolworths. That price sticker just makes this all the much sweeter. Yes, this box may have some damage, but to be able to get this console box for the price I did, in the condition it's in, to be complete, with those plates that were required for the console, and whatever you do when you put this console together, make sure you put those plates in. Not only do they keep it secure, it's also an RF barrier. Sorry, I said earlier in the video it was for heatsink, but it's for RF, which I don't really know what that means, but I digress. But yeah, this is just a thing of absolute beauty. It's just so retro, and it's a console that I've wanted to play since the 90s. It's been one of my ambitions in life to own this console and to eventually build the Tower of Power. That is why I've gone for this version of the Mega CD rather than a much more expensive and arguably better Mega CD 2. For me, not just as a gaming fan, as a Sega fan, one of my ambitions and goals is to have the complete Tower of Power, and this is the base of that power of tower. Like I said then, this console came boxed and complete with this, quite frankly, massive instruction booklet, and it's not only surprising this booklet is so big, just the way the Mega CD is put together, it is a crazy console. As I said, you have to screw those metal plates into both the Mega Drive and the Mega CD. You have to put different wires between the consoles. You have to add not one, but two power cables, one for the Mega CD and one for the Sega Mega Drive. And if you do add the 32X, that adds another power supply. But this is what I love about the Mega CD. It's one of the craziest, strangest consoles of all time. And one of the best parts about this console bundle is it came with a bundle of games. And here is the thing, the Mega CD is getting super hard to collect for. Yes, there's some cheap bangers you can pick up in CEX, but a lot of these games are getting very, very hard to find. Most of the games that are sold by CEX are actually sold out, but there is like some games that are really cheap to pick up, such as this one, which is Soul Feast, but also Cobra Command. And then we have some games that are slightly less common. So I actually have the big box version of this game, Microcosm. Then we have just even sports games on Mega CD are getting hard to find. So we have Baseball Tonight, which never played a baseball game in my entire life. Next we have a game which I've been looking for a long while. It's not a very heavy hitter. It's about the same price it says on the box here. That is Jaguar XJ220, which looks like an absolutely incredible racing game. Then we have a game which I have been wanting to play for a long while. Slipheed. It's that classic kind of arcade on-rail space shooter. It looks super, super cool, this one. And then a game which I had never played until I got my Mega CD. This game, which is frankly awesome, BC Racers. If you like Mario Kart, you will love this game. Now you may be wondering why I'm going through these games so quickly. That's because soon I'm going to do a video of my full Mega CD collection. It is not the biggest collection of all time, but it's a console that not enough people talk about, and there's not enough love for the Mega CD. I am so happy to finally have this console in my collection. It is going to be an absolute labour of love to collect for, but I love a challenge and I cannot wait to build my Mega CD collection. There we have it then, folks. That is one way to build a game collection, trading in your old mobile phone. But let me know in the comments down below, what do you do with your old mobile phones? I'm sure loads of you trade it into CX, and if you did, let me know what you did with the profits made from that mobile phone. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Stay tuned for my Mega CD collection video coming very soon, and as always, keep playing the game. See you all soon.